자, 더 스탠리 패러블 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다. 아, 이제 애들 들어오는 거 보여.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
에?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
님
427.
추천 감사합니다.
Employee
아니.
number 427's job was simple.
자막이
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him
탈퇴정이님
through a
안녕하세요.
monitor,
핸들님 안녕하세요.
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them,
아니,
in what order.
잠깐만, 나 자막이 왜 안 보이지? 아까 보였는데.
학대정이님 추천 감사합니다.
Of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stan
아이, 그래. 네, 이 게임은, 네, 여러분, 더 스탠리 패러블이라는 게임입니다. 앉는 거랑은 점프가 따로 되진 않고, 한번요. 하이. 오. 따로 막.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a
아니.
crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
아,
He had
잠깐만.
been
왜
trained
한글 자막이 안 보이지?
Wake said badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
오.
In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
딱히
But the
파밍할
one
건
thing he knew
없네.
for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited
캬캣님
long enough,
오랜만이에요. 반갑습니다. 그린님도
eventually,
안녕하세요.
someday they would arrive. Soon,
결국에는
very soon
생겼들이.
now, this will end.
아,
He will be spoken
이
to.
아저씨 진짜
He
말
will be
많네.
told what to do. Now it's just
네, 이
a
게임은 더
little
스탠리
closer.
패러블이라는 게임입니다. 제목
Now it's
보시면
even closer.
아세요?
Here it comes.
BD
뭐야?
레코레아님 추천 감사합니다.
아, 추천 감사합니다. 오, 뭐야? 아, 아까 그 방이네.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his
이 아저씨 화내는데.
responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This
진짜
couldn't
깐것
go
같은데.
any way except badly.
호러물인가요?
The thing to do now,
글쎄요,
Stanley
추천받아서
was
정확히
to
모르겠어요.
wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. The one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
네, 팬가입 했어요.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to.
잠깐만요.
He will be told what to do.
따로 물건을 짓거나
Now it's
그럴 순
just a
없네요.
little bit
중요한 건.
closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
아, 문을 닫으면 안 되는구나. 밖에 나가서 한번 해봅시다.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
손바닥처럼 깨고 있었다니. 다 모르겠는데. 아니요.
Stanley went
좀
around touching
쌌어요.
every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
오! 야, 이거 하나하나 할 때마다 그걸 안 해. 말을 해주네. 오늘은 뭐 드실 거예요? 뭐 먹어야 되나요? 문이 다 닫혀있네. 따로 출구로 나가보자. 뭐 파밍할 수는 없네. 이쪽으로 가보자.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door.
그는 왼쪽 문으로 들어갔다고? 아니야, 오른쪽으로 갈래.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
아니.
lounge first, just to admire it.
아, 어머님, 생각보다 너무 건강하셔. 입원해서도 나네.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate...
이렇게 해설이 나오니까 나 마음에 든다.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
열려있는 왼쪽 첫 번째 문, 여기? 여기는 뭐지?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years
지시를 잘 따르지 못했죠. 잘리지 않은 게 신기할 정도라는데. 뭐 따로 파밍할 건 파밍이 이 게임 자체가 파밍이 안 되는 것 같아. 점프키 있었으면 뛰어 내려갔을 텐데. 여기?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
우리 관계가 처음부터 틀어졌다뇨.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
이거
fact
떨어질
is
수 있나?
that the story has been about nothing but you all this
이거 좀-
time. There's someone you've been
오.
neglecting, Stanley.
예.
Someone you forgot.
떨어져보자.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to
야,
convince you
이
of this,
아저씨
but I
빡쳤는데?
really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
진짜. 신기하다. 가는 곳마다
Listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
빨간 문으로 들어갔다고? 그러면 난 파란 문으로 가야지. 뭐야?
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the
미치.
red door.
예.
I still
뭐야?
don't think we're communicating. Stanley walked through the red door.
와, 이 아저씨 너무, 이 아저씨 너무 친절하네. 뭐야, 야, 파란 문 없애버렸어. 굳이 저기 말고 다른 데
All right,
갈게.
fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
알았어. 에이, 더러워서 치사했잖아, 한다. 가려고 했는데. 근데 가는 루트마다 뭐야.
You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth
다
building
만들지도
the
않았는데
entire
이런
story
걸
I'd
하는
written
거야.
out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours.
도대체 뭐가
What
이
would have
게임을
made this
나아지게
game
했을까?
better? What did you want to see?
뭘 보고
Vehicles?
싶었는데?
Skill
아니요,
trees?
그냥
Work
맵을
with me. You've
보려고
given me
왔는데.
absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
와, 이 방 좀 신기하게 되어 있다. 하지만 난 왼쪽으로 갈 거지. 예.
Okay,
뭐야?
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
점수를 달라는 건가? 아직 시작도 제대로 못 해봤는데 1번.
A 1? I mean, I can understand your reservations. You saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
예.
It isn't my place to judge.
아니,
Here,
게임 한지 얼마 안
based on data from
됐다니까요.
our previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
예. 야, 네, 말 들을게요.
Now,
뭐야?
would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
아니, 아직 시작도 제대로 안
Hey, I nearly
해봤다고.
forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working
Oh.
on. Now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You
네,
wouldn't mind
네,
taking
네,
a look
네,
at
네.
it, would you?
네.
Perfect. Let me boot it.
네. 해볼래요? 가수다님 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
This game, the baby crawls left
게임 하기가 왼쪽에
towards
있는.
danger. You click the button to move him back to
어?
the right. And if he reaches the fire,
불에 닿는다면
fail.
실패하는 거라고?
It's a very meaningful game. All about
나도
the
요즘
desperation and
가장
tedium
생각이
of
끊임없이
endlessly
생각하는
confronting the
불만까지도 하고.
demands of family life. I think the art
어.
world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes
가수다님
clear
추천
when you've been playing it for a while.
가수다님
So why
감사합니다.
don't you give it 4 hours of play to
뭐,
make
4시간
it
동안?
effective? Be sure to keep notes on your
뭔
experience.
미친 소리야? 뭐 이런 식으로? 애기야, 잘 가. 4시간 동안 널 시킬 수는 없다. 잘 가.
You heartless.
뭐.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because it was for that, I
내결한
I'm
놈이네.
completely out of ideas. I can't think.
이 게임 너무
the
재밌는데?
experience from it. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for
뭐야,
playing.
벌써
Your input was
끝나가.
extremely valuable.
안 돼, 야, 잠깐만, 아저씨?
Why don't we play someone else's game?
아저씨?
Ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a
인성이라뇨. 무슨. 잠시만요.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do.
뭐야?
Is it enough? Tell me that.
마크?
Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
뭐 캐는 건 없나?
This will go here. No, here. And then...
야, 다른 게임을 만들어버렸는데?
See, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
야,
I made this, Stanley. Look at
야, 디테일하게 그룹도
my work of
움직인다.
art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside.
야, 진짜 마크로 바뀌었는데?
Comfortable.
이 게임 점프키 만들었으면 좋겠다. 예, 랄랄랄.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must
채광?
build it out of diamond.
채광?
Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
예. 그냥 다 반대로 하시니 아저씨가 표절하시네. 무슨 소리야.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
아니요? 등불도 없는데 들어가는 거 맞아?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This would do it all.
아, 어두워.
Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay,
뭐야,
new
새
game.
게임? 예! 와, 야, 이 게임 하나 샀는데 여러 게임을 해볼 수가 있네. 뭐야.
Yes, I don't even know this game, but I love it. You trapped in a glass box with no way
야, 포탈이야.
out listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay.
와, 게임이다, 와.
Let's go find out what the hell this is.
어어. 시끄러워. 오. 오, 야, 개쩐다. 예. 포탈처럼 똑같이 하면 되나?
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
오. 예. 뭐야?
I think that's plenty.
어?
I really don't
뭐,
care.
왜. 아저씨! 와!
Cause you are my girl. You are the one that I envision.
어우! 저기요. 저기요. 잠깐만. 아저씨? 아저씨 많이 화났어요? 좀 무서운데? 아저씨? 아이씨 잘못했어요. 나 무서운 거. 뭐야? 나 공포 게임 같은 거 싫어한단 말이야. 아저씨? 진짜 나 버리고 뭐야?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in
아저씨
his
보고
own story,
싶었어요.
well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs
딱히 많은 걸
someone
하긴
who will
하면
wrap
안 돼.
everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos.
혼돈과
and the fear and
두려움이라니.
confusion. That is what I mean to this world. Oh yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close.
모든 게 다
I'll
완료되면
be back.
돌아온다고? 아저씨
Yeah,
가지 마요.
yes, soon. Very soon. I can wait.
기다리겠대. 오. 야, 이게 가는 곳마다 그게 뭐야? 야, 다시 처음부터
All
하네.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
오.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
어떤 메모를 보지 못했을 수도 있다고? 용가? 메모? 오. 야, 이번엔 좀 정석으로 가볼까? 이 아저씨가
When
가다가.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
예, 왼쪽 문으로 가겠습니다. 예, 왼쪽 문으로 왔어요.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
이쪽으로 가면 나오나?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
아. 그러면 지하실로 가겠습니다. 예.
But
차있다.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
이런
He
게임은
might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he
왜
taken that
그런
risk?
위험을
All because
부담하겠냐?
he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply
그러고 보니 야, 반이 안
He
보이는데?
said to himself, this is all too strange, this can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
뭐야?
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
야, 방이 계속 맴돌고 있어.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not
와.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then
미쳤나?
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm thinking about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not real.
이게 내 생각을 이제 대신 읽어주는, 막 해설해주는 그런 자신의 목소리 같은 건가?
He doesn't have to take responsibility for himself.
아, 목 아파.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
공포링이 심해?
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
야, 이 게임 진짜 신박하다, 야.
I am okay.
야, 내가 해본 이때까지 게임들과는 전혀 다른 류의 게임이라서.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
wait.
Please,
Wait.
someone tell me
Wait.
I'm real. I must be
Wait.
real. I must
Wait.
be. Can anyone hear
Wait.
my voice?
잠깐.
And everything went black.
어?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
야, 쉽게 말해 남자가 죽었는데 자기만의 상상 속에 있었다는 거야?
Moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this.
와, 그럼 아까 그 있었던 게 그냥 내가 죽어서 이제 꿈이 아니라 그냥
The very important people
아,
impressions of her.
오, 야, 이 무서운 게임인가?
By extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
야, 근데 죽어서 그럼 저 사람이 뭐 천국으로 보내주려고 했는데 내가 말 안 들은 건가?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
아, 야, 이게 엔딩이 다 다른가 봐. 야, 이것도 막 배드 엔딩, 새드 엔딩, 막 진 엔딩 그런 게 있는 것 같은데.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
야, 아까 위로 안 올라가 봤잖아. 위로 한번 가보자. 알겠어, 파크야.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
여긴가? 아닌데? 오.
Stepping into his manager's office,
뭐야?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
2845?
2845. But of course,
아,
Stanley
이건가?
couldn't possibly have known this.
284. 잠깐만, 틀리면 어떻게 되지?
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he 2845.
아, 이 아저씨 많이 빡쳤나 보네.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
빨간 글씨로 2845라고 적혀
correct
있던데.
code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
오.